So, Andrew, do you want to bore me about contracts? Do you want to convince me that contracts are important?
I know it's very boring for you, Chris.
Well, I just even the word contract.
I know. I mean,
I read somewhere if you need a contract with somebody, it means you shouldn't be doing business with them.
No, that's rubbish.
You're supposed to trust them
because that word has been twisted. Yeah, because every time we transact and we swap something, there is an implicit contract at the heart of it.
Right.
So even if I go to the shop, and buy a packet of jubes and give them 40 pence.
Scottish thing, I think.
Give them 40 pence.
Yeah.
There's a contract there. Now, you might, it's not formalised in a bit of paper, but it's certainly a contract.
So
there was a meeting of minds.
But are you now going to say that formal contracts are really important, or just informal?
No, I think in organisations, and where has to be a measure of Q and D and P and C. There
Quality,
has to be
delivery, price
and control.
ISO
9001 is a control, or any standard.
Which I think is part of quality in a way.
No, it's not part of quality, because there's the process and the way you did it. So there's two outputs, isn't there? If there's
how good it is,
there's the cake,
it passes the test.
There's the cake and how good it is, and then there's all the way you process to make the cake and in the story of the cake. So,
but isn't that bound up in the finished cake somehow?
No, it's two separate things. One is the cake, which you can eat and it's delicious.
Yeah, I care about that.
But hold on. But there's another bit which ISO forces you to do and says, but you have to produce a story of the cake so we can check you made it according to the right standard.
But I don't care about that as long as the cake's
No, it doesn't matter if you care about it because it's on the contract. You're irrelevant. Okay. The contract says, I will make this cake to ISO 9001.
So you've only got C on there because customers want it.
Because customers want it.
Okay.
Now hold on a minute.
It's a vital part of any. Some customers. Well, you can't.
Your regulatory environment may demand it.
Oh yeah, if you're making aircraft panels like you are.
No, food safety, animal husbandry.
But for the training courses I do, there's no
medical
C at all.
Well, it'd be interesting.
I doubt that's true.
I don't think
so. If you did a
they
training
want quality and price and delivery.
So you're telling me in a local council where you did a course that they have no control standards at all?
Well, I have to have insurance for some customers. Would that be part of C?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
It's part
I'm starting to understand what C is.
But try and remove it out of yourself and go back to the days of Westland where you worked.
Oh, they had loads of certification. And
but wait a minute. Yeah. That's a vast tranche of our whole economy because pharma. That's a huge part of the UK economy.
To me, it's boring admin I want to minimise.
It doesn't matter. You've contracted to do it.
Yeah, so I'll do it in the minimum possible way.
Yeah, but
smart.
We agree.
It's a wider thing, you see. So, for example, your P&L account is a type of story, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just talking about all the bureaucratic story that you have to amass in finance, your HR records, working hours initiative, how long you drive before you take a break. All these things might be
all the things I hate.
Yes,
absolutely.
But they've got to be done.
Right.
I do understand they've got to be done.
Fantastic. And so all I'm saying is, these things.
So
quality is about the
delivery, price,
and control,
and the boring crap.
And the boring crap. Exactly.
For crap.
You need them.
Okay, I'm happy.
So
carry on with the contract.
when you have a contract with somebody, and I'm going to contract Julian for a cake. So I say, well, I want the cake to this quality. They say, well, what does that mean? I say, well, it's a birthday cake. All right, that limits what it is.
Yeah, it's got a pricing.
Happy 90th.
We'll put that into the humour category, shall we? Yeah. And then there's a whole lot of stuff you explain what you want about the cake. It's got to be Dundee cake or something as the base, and it's got to have candles on it, and it's got to have 90 candles in this case, like conflagration. And so you go through what you want, which then lumps into the quality bucket. Okay, and the next one's the delivery bucket.
When do you want the cake?
When do you want the
cake? My birthday idea.
Yeah, and how many cakes do you want? What is it? One? Is it two? Oh, I don't know. Well, so it's both that delivery, both aspects of delivery.
And then price. How much will you pay for the cake?
Price. How much you pay for it, and finally the control. Yes. Do you require any sort of control standards? Like, do you want an invoice? How is payment going to take place?
Food standard.
Yeah, food standards.
Yeah.
I want you to make sure that you do apply to
all the ingredients have to come from us.
All the ingredients have to be checked and tested. So there's a whole lot of stuff wrapped into that, which is so important, and which pretty well everybody just takes as read and doesn't focus on.
Yeah.
But actually, it is the thing that underpins a network organisation.
But I think that's obvious.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Do you know it's not? Because when people talk about, they say, I understand how conventional business works, but I can't see how fractal business could work because it's a bit of a free-for-all. You know,
Right.
everyone
But
acting as
actually,
independent.
you have internal buying and selling, which is basically contracts.
And then
Yes.
it's all
so
measured.
internally, you have to have quality,
You have to,
price,
yes.
delivery.
So
and
then
And that does
imagine.
all your traceability as well, remember?
yeah.
So then imagine between each individual within the business and outside of the business, the contracts provide the glue, like the bits of the Lego that slot together.
yes,
It doesn't describe the Lego part, just the way it interacts.
yeah,
And once you have a generic system that applies to every single person, whether inside the business, between them, or even outside parties, now you have a system which now connects everyone to everything, allows a network. They're the lines in a network.
So if I'm working in my little business and I need to get some welding done because
Yeah.
I can't do welding,
Yeah, fantastic.
so I go to the welder and I say, "Can you do this? Can you do it by Friday?"
Yeah,
And it's got to look really nice.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be on the front of something or other.
yeah,
And I can only afford this much. Is that okay? And he goes, "Yeah, I can do that."
yeah,
And I'll give you a certification thing as well to say
Yeah.
whatever. So that's a little contract we have.
yeah.
And-
And
and-
that's external to your business.
Yes.
So setting these
External to
contracts.
me because I'm a little self-contained bubble.
No,
a
no.
fractal
In
thing.
your business, that's external to you right now.
Yes.
Is external to you, and you'd have a contract.
I
with
always
them.
imagined I was working fractally in a
But-
company and I was getting the welding done.
And the point is, I'm trying to make is that at the moment you have a system already that works like this. With
Yes, I
contracts
would do that.
with external parties.
Yes,
but you wouldn't have the same thing internally.
but I should have.
It's easy to have it.
But I wouldn't. Do you mean I shouldn't?
You
or-
wouldn't normally have it.
No.
But that's the system that Fractal brings in, and that's why it's called Fractal, because it's the same as outside the
Yes.
outside world.
So everything you do
And-
outside the world, you
Yes.
do
And
inside.
you know how to do it already.
Yeah.
Every time you purchase something from a building,
You have a
you get-
purchase order,
Yeah, so I would do it.
contract.
No.
And it's easy because it's
Yeah.
pretty quick just to say, this defines what I want, this is when I want it, this is how much I'll pay. So,
Yeah.
and this is the paperwork I need with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be quite quick just to do that. And so you're saying
Very quick.
we need to do it and it's important.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's the glue that hangs the whole
Yeah.
system together.
Great. I
And it's
understand
a-
that.
and it's
Well, that
a-
was quite painless. I thought it was going to be harder work.
But
But I get that you do need to do it internally. And
But-
often, even with projects internally, the boss goes, "Chris, make a new website." And I go, all right, I'll do that. And we don't have a proper contract. And that leads to all kinds of trouble later.
Yeah.
He goes, "How much have you spent?" And that's not what I wanted. And why isn't it ready yet? Because we didn't do QD and P
And
at
C.
the start.
You didn't
And
do
C.
the four
Yeah,
things.
so
at the start.
I get that, and it's internally it's really easy.
It doesn't
to be
have to be
sloppy.
complicated, by the way.
And that's
it can be
good.
really simple.
Yeah,
But
good.
that's the
Yeah.
point. That once you say,
Okay.
okay, we're not going to just do this for clients and for suppliers. We're going to do it with every single thing we do, in every single activity. It'd have to be simple, wouldn't it?
Mm.
And it forces you to make these contracts, which are super simple and can be automated, so that it's as easy as giving a package of work to somebody.
Yeah.
Easier, because you can do it by email.
Yeah.
Oof, and you've got a record of what you agreed.
And it means all the transactions are going to have a timeline and a paper trail.
And you've got a format for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy. And an app can do that for you.
It is that simple, by the way.
But it now means that there's the glue that can tie up every node in your network now, internally or externally. And the only thing you have to separate is whether or not it's an internal transaction contract or an external one, because they're treated different in tax. Because there's no tax between you and me
Yes.
inside our business.
Yeah.
But if Andrew was an external business, there's a
If we
there'd
were
be
VAT
VAT or
registered, if we were VAT registered, then
Yeah, there'd be
there
VAT.
would be a VAT to be added, and that's the only difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can trade wooden dollars, but we have to trade.
We can
real
trade. We
dollars.
can trade real dollars. It makes no difference.
Yeah.
You can do
Great.
that.
Okay. I
So
understand
contracts
that.
is easy,
Thank you
but they're
for that.
critical.
Yeah, they are critical. Right.